Okay, hello everyone. I'm back, and I'm back not alone.
Hi!
That's Ria, and I'm Kuya. and we're here today because we're gonna talk about this conflict with China that the Philippines has with China about these islands. What's the name of the islands?
It's called Spratly Islands if you've forgotten about it.
Spratlys. It sounds like a chocolate something, or where did that name come from? That's an American name?
Spratlys. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, it doesn't sound very Filipino. It doesn't sound Chinese at all, by the way. Alright, there. For me, who I don't know anything about this conflict, that's why I want to talk about it with Ria, to learn more about it, because Ria is part Chinese and part
What?
Filipino. Like most Filipinos. And then put a little Spanish there, and that makes a perfect Filipino. Chinese, Spanish, and whatever was left from the ancient people living in these islands. Um, so, you being a Chinese and a Filipino, Ria,
Yes.
doesn't this conflict you internally?
No, not really, actually. Most of I've read a lot of blogs, comments regarding the Spratlys debate, whether who owns it. Is it China? Is it the Philippines? I've read about it. The replies of the Chinese Filipino community here, they're not pro China in that situation. It's mostly because even though they're Chinese Filipino, they're still Filipino and they really have a sense of nationalism, which is kind of weird since they were born Chinese, aren't they?
Who are born Chinese?
The Chinese Filipinos.
The Chinese Filipino,
They're born Chinese.
they have Chinese blood. Everyone
Yeah.
has Chinese blood here. Hello. And we were conquered by the Chinese way 3,000 years before the Spanish came here. Actually, sometimes I even think this is a province of China. If you go, all the rich people here are Chinese. The business owners are Chinese. And you go, this is the oldest Chinatown in the world here in Manila. So, come on, people. And there's so much Chinese inside Tagalog language. So there, aside from Spanish, there's a lot of Chinese.
Which is actually true.
By the way, if you have any comments, please just write it here in the beneath the video, or send us a Twitter and a Facebook to Kuya Manzano here, and call her maybe there. Okay, so one thing that I find weird is why do people, and actually I was reading this business newspaper during the dinner, and it said the conflict with the South China Sea. Hello, that was a Filipino newspaper. It should be the conflict with the West Filipino Sea. Hello? Yeah, correct. Why are you talking about the South China Sea? You're giving it to them already.
Actually, Kuya.
Diba? That's
No
weird.
matter how much I want people to think that way, since we have a global term basis, it will still be called the South China Sea, like how we call it the Pacific Ocean,
What? The Pacific from the Pacific country?
because it's near the Pacifics, yes. And
What
since-
Pacifics?
Pacific Ocean. The ocean! I'm talking about the name.
Yeah, the Pacific Ocean is called like that because...
It's within the Pacifics.
What Pacifics?
Pacific.
Pacific what?
Like the area?
The Pacific area. Oh, that's a Pacific area?
Moving on, people.
So no, there's no logic on calling it the South China Sea because that's giving it to them.
Well, if you actually read upon history, the reason why certain places are called South China Sea, the Arctic Ocean, for example, is because those places are, well, nearer in a way.
Nearer?
Nearer, and they were the ones who started exploring.
The Chinese started exploring the sea?
Yes. That's why there's
We
a lot
already
of,
lived in the sea before. Filipinos live in the middle of the ocean. Right? Even when it rains, we live in the ocean. I mean, more. But we already live in the ocean. We're islands. We know more about ocean than Chinese do, don't we?
Yes.
By the way, I'm an advocate of humanity getting all together and being brothers and sisters. Let's make love and not war. Proud Ryalian here. Okay, so peace and love for everyone. So as we started talking before, we share the same blood. So it's not figuratively, it's practically true. It's true. We're brothers. We are really brothers with the Chinese, right? So why are we fighting here? It's like an internal family fight. Aside from that, okay, they say it's theirs. Filipinos say it's theirs.
Yes, which would be logical because it's nearer the Philippine Islands.
It's nearer the Philippine Islands.
It's nearer the Philippine Islands.
Alright,
It's nearer
there.
Palawan.
That's a good point. So it's nearer the Philippine
Area of responsibility.
area of responsibility. That's a nice word. You research online?
Maybe.
And so, by logic, it should be more Filipino. Though, Spain has some islands like in the African continent.
Is this the Honduras?
No,
No?
that's the
Oh, wait,
Canary
no,
Islands.
Canary Islands.
Though nobody has a fight about those islands, it really belongs to Spain because it's been Spanish for a long time and no one's claiming it anyway. There's no conflict about that.
Wow.
The thing is now we have conflict with China, right? So they say it's theirs because in their ancient maps it already said it was theirs. Filipinos say it's theirs, it's ours. Sige, I'm gonna be in the Filipino side for a while. So we say it's ours because it's also in our maps ever since. So, what's the solution to that? Is it like dibs, the first one that sees it and claims it, it's theirs, or what?
Actually, that's a good point. If you look at it in a perspective, I think China is also claiming it with a dibs type of attitude because their maps are older than the Philippine maps. Since they've traded all over the world ever since even the time of Galileo or the Aramic period, you know. So maybe
Was
they
that
do
the
have
Aramic period?
Jesus time. He spoke
Jesus Christ,
old
superstar! Jesus
Aramic
Christ, superstar!
language. It's a dead language, isn't it?
The Aramic period.
Yeah.
Aramis. Yeah. I have another advocacy, Aramis International. It's a Raelian LGBT advocacy because we claim that the DNA of people already says if you're gay or not from the beginning, so it's nothing that you chose in life, you're born with that, and there's nothing to be ashamed of or to correct. Hello. But well, that's a that's a extra, I don't know, I'm doing advertisement here.
But you have a lot of wonderful advocacies, Kuya. Wow.
Yeah, a lot,
amazing.
but we'll talk about that in another because we can be talking for hours about that. By the way, we're just here in the floor of my house. Yeah?
Floor. Yes.
Because we don't have a chair.
He sent the couch to iChill Theater Cafe. By the way, guys, if you haven't been, you guys should go there.
Go to IGL Theater Cafe and
Yes.
use our couch.
Yes.
It was
I
very
miss the
comfortable.
couch
But
very much.
we love you so much, we donated to you guys. Yeah, that's the way. So hey, we're talking about the China conflict. What do you think? What do you think about the Chinese claim about the Filipino islands. Let's go. Bayan ko, binihag ka, nasadlak sa dusa. There. Filipino pride. Let's go.
Woo! Wow.
So what? Maybe they are a little correct also. But so what's happening? Who will own it? Who owns it officially right now? The Philippines?
Actually, it's still being debated. It's still a technical neutral territory.
Are there people living there?
Yes! Not living, but the Chinese is expanding it, making extra artificial islands, rather.
They're adding islands
Yes,
to the Spratils?
Spratly. Yes.
Spratly Cooper. Sounds
They're
like a...
expanding the island. Wait!
Wait,
They're
there's more.
expanding. Yes, there's more. They're expanding the island using soil and sand from the Philippine beaches.
What?
Wow.
They're stealing our sand.
Yes.
Hey, Chinese people, you have a lot of land. Get your own land.
Actually, the Philippines can lay a claim on it even more so because
It's our land. Anyway, so
Yeah.
we could say that Chinese people are building our islands for us.
You could put it
Because
that
they're getting
way,
it
yes.
from our soil. So we're not
near
claiming the
our
water.
coasts.
Yeah. And who are the inhabitants of these islands?
Well, right now there's no inhabitants.
There's nothing there.
No, except for military Chinese bases that they built, even though they're still under negotiation and who owns the island per se.
So there was nobody until the Chinese established their military bases there.
Yes.
Wow. Nobody at all? How big, how small are they?
It's really small. I'm not sure how big the island is, but it's a small group of, it's near Palawan or Coron.
Alright,
Not
maybe
really sure.
they're gonna build a
It's
resort
far
and
from
soon
that.
we're gonna have a Chinese competition for Palawan beaches. Could be.
Maybe
Could be.
with a military base on it, military attractions.
Hmm.
How to shoot?
Wow, that was timely.
Yeah.
That's because we're unfreezing the freezer. There.
Yes, defrosting.
Defrosting the freezer.
Yes.
So what
Actually, a few days ago, Kuya,
yeah.
the USS George Washington. It's
Is he alive?
No, I'm talking about the warship here. The warship, the U.S. warship.
I
was,
worship you. Yes, I worship you.
Hey, I'm talking here. Listen.
Alright, sorry. I want to learn.
Escuche. Alright. The USS George Washington was found around 12 nautical miles from a certain part of the Spratly Island, and China warned the warship,
Mhm.
and they were shadowing the warship with missile boats.
Shadowing?
Following.
Okay.
Yeah. And they warned them that you are within 12 nautical miles of our territory, and
Mhm.
you're not allowed to do that. So now, aside from the Spratlys who owns it, now there's a debate ongoing wherein was China overreacting towards the USS
Mm-hmm.
George Washington, and well, the Philippines says no, China does not have a right to threaten the U.S. ship because the USS George Washington was only protecting the navigation rights or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Wherein they're watching over the navigation trade routes for all the countries, and since that area is part of it, they're merely protecting it and not imposing on China. What do you think?
I think this is gonna be World War III.
Nah, not really. Maybe it's going to be like More of a zombie takeover.
Okay, if there's a war with China and the United States uh, joins defending us, they're gonna be like states against China war. But China is not gonna be attacking the states because it's too far. They're gonna be attacking us the whole time.
Yes, the nearest allies. But
So-
if China also lays a claim on every Filipino who has Chinese blood has to be registered as a Chinese citizen, well, almost all Filipinos have Chinese blood. So what would you do if that happens?
Yeah.
What would you do?
I'm also Chinese.
Yeah.
我是中国人。对对对对对。你好吗？
我不会说中文。
我是很好，你呢？ There.
Yeah.
So we're all Chinese because
So-
we're all sons of Genghis Khan. Not that we're proud of that, okay? Not that we're proud, even if in Mongolia they consider him like a god or something. We're Israelians, I must say. We're against every national hero that became so by killing other people. Any person that killed another person is not worth of becoming a national hero. Sorry for that. So we have this big bullies, no, the Chinese that are bullying us, and they're stronger. So it's okay. Let's imagine this happens in a playground. Okay, so the big bully comes to the small kid and takes away. He wants to take away his sandwich. So there's two options. You give your sandwich away, and then the next day, you're giving your sandwich away again and again and again. Or you say, I don't want to give you my sandwich. You stand up, he beats you up, you still lose your sandwich, but I think the next day, he'll think about it a little more before fighting with you for, not fighting, beating you up for the sandwich, because at least he knows you're fighting against him even if you lose, and he'll go pick on another kid that gives him the sandwich right away without putting up a fight. That's what used to happen in my school, and that's why I always had fight with the bullies at the beginning, because it's about defending your space. And then they would pick on other weak people, not on the strong ones. How does that sound?
Evil.
Evil by who?
Evil by everyone. If your intention to protect yourself is so that you won't get bullied but won't protect other people who might get bullied after, that's a sad thing as well. I think we have to cut the bullies.
We have to cut the bullies. So we have to stop
cut the bullies.
China.
Yes.
How should we do that? Should we start a war with China? Should we call Papa United States to start a war with China and then us getting beaten up at the end? Should we study romantic Spanish love techniques and seduce the Chinese in making love with us and being best brothers, so they let it slip and they don't give us more headaches? Because after all, we are Chinese also. How about that? Southeast Asia all together, but hey, the whole world all together, alright? That's what we believe in, and that's beautiful. So, well, I don't know if we're getting somewhere here.
Yeah.
Any conclusions? Is this helping you think? Do you have any thoughts? Do you want to share with us? It's Kuya Manzano in Twitter and Facebook, even here. You want to plug yourself?
Marian Yu, Facebook.
Marian Yu.
Yes.
See? She's Chinese. You.
I'm Filipino and I'm proud of it. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas!
Say that in Chinese.
I'm not Chinese!
Go. 我是
我是菲律宾人。
我是西班牙人. That's, I just said, I'm Spanish. But I'm also Filipino. And 我是中国人, I'm also Chinese. Yes.
How about 我是一个人? I'm a person.
I'm
and
a
I'm a
person.
human being. No
I'm
race.
a human being. That's beautiful. All humanity, all together. 1 minute for peace.org. 1 with a number. 1 min for in a number. Peace.org. 1 min for peace.org. Another of our advocacies for world peace. Let's meditate. Let's send love and peace every day, 1 minute. For our brothers, for the whole universe. Send love and peace. And thoughts can change physical things. Believe it or not, sooner or later, you'll learn about it. Hopefully, during your lifetime, you get illuminated and learn about it, and you'll discover it's true. And if that happens with one person, imagine what we can achieve if we do it together. I convince you? Yeah? Give me a kiss. Let's make love. Not war. Love, not war. Peace and love. Alright, guys. So I hope you were entertained, and see you in next podcast, video, or whatever this
Add
is
me on
called.
Twitter. Rui Dunhill. Thank you.
Add her on Twitter. Rui Dunhill?
Yes.
That's so hard to remember.
It's just RuiDunhill. Rui Dunhill. Add me.
Okay, we'll just add a link to her Twitter also under. Alright, see you guys. Bye bye bye.